where you've been, what you've done, and what you have done to you. You are the part of the journey that God knew you were going to. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." And he goes through this list of seasons. And some of the seasons are really good. A time to dance, a time to be born, a time to celebrate, a time to plant, a time to harvest, a time to heal, a time to love. But mixed in there are some other seasons that he says are just as purposeful as the good ones. Some of them are a season to die, a season to kill, a season to tear down, a season to cry, a season to mourn. I just went through a season of mourning for the last year and a half. A season to scatter. Some of us have felt scattered. A season to reject. Wow, think about that. You mean that season of rejection I went through in my life, it wasn't purposeless? It wasn't just a lost season? A season to quit? Specifically, quit looking. You mean that season where I just walked away from church for 15 years and I quit looking for God and I did things my own way and I made all kind of bad decisions and then now I came back and I go, man, I wish I would have looked for God that whole time. You mean that God can redeem that there was a time and a purpose for that? A season to rip apart. That season where I felt like my life was ripped to shreds. A season to hate. Wow. And a season for war. You mean this whole time, from the minute I was born, I have been fighting my whole life. And everyone in church tells me if I come to Jesus, I won't have to fight, but if you live my life, you would know I've had to fight. And you're telling me there was purpose in it? I want to tell you there wasn't just a purpose in it. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says there's a purpose for it. But in Ecclesiastes 3:11 on the other side, Jesus is the author and the finisher of your faith. And there's a purpose that starts you. But at the end, it says, yet God has made everything. He just got done talking about all these seasons, some good, some bad. And he says, yet God has made everything beautiful in its own time. In other words, every season has its own appointed time. And there is purpose at the beginning. Jesus saw the joy set before him because he saw the beauty waiting on the other end of the purpose. And if you allow your perspective to be skewed, you're going to get distracted by the process. You're going to get impatient with the journey. But there is a beauty waiting for you as long as you just follow the process. And God has created a momentum for your life. You're in Him now. There are no limits to who you can be in Him. There is not a devil in hell. There is not a bondage or an addiction or an alcohol, and there's nothing that can separate you from the love of God, and there is nothing that can keep you from reaching every height that He's called you to reach, and there is nothing that can hold you back from being what He wants you to be. But you've got to allow Him to check your systems. What burdens am I carrying? What sin am I holding? Where am I being impatient? Where am I distracted? And where is my perspective skewed?